Hello, glam girls. We're gonna be doing this really sexy partition look from when she's wearing the really hot lingerie in front of the car, and it's like one of my favorite looks from all the looks from the entire album. So I'm gonna start with my brows. I'm gonna use the Anastasia small. Well, this is a regular brow pencil from the Lavish palette, and I believe it's dark brunette. All the products will be listed down below. Her brows are not carved. Her brows are usually just darker or lighter, but they're always natural. So I'm just filling mine in just a little bit to make them darker. Now I'm going to use soft ochre paint pot to prime the lid, also give us a nice working space and blank canvas. And I'm going to start with this light shimmery color from the Catwalk palette, and this is a nice gold color, and I'm going to put that in the inner corner and also under the brow bone. That color is called 10K, and then with the color Day Rate on a 217 from MAC, I'm going to put that in the crease all the way up to the brow, right under where we put the gold. And this is a really light, almost skin tone color, like kind of taupey, and this is really just providing like a smooth transition in between the dark colors that we're going to provide. It's not even really doing much color, it's just going to make it nice and smooth. So now with this MAC Pearl Longwear pencil in the color Black Ice, I'm going to start creating my wing shape. And basically what I'm doing is making like a wing liner, but then bringing that onto the lid. So right where your crease opens at the outer corner, that's where you're going to draw inwards and then fill in your whole lid, making that nice wing shape. And try to make the wing as close to the other one as possible. If you want to use tape for this look, you can definitely use tape, because I end up going over and cleaning up that bottom wing. So if you want to use tape, that's basically the same method, just a different way of doing it. And now I'm taking a gel liner and just filling in my whole lid. And the gel liner is from Avon, and it is called, oh, what is it? It's an eyeliner, and it's called Blackened Metal. So I'm putting that all over my lid, and then with a 217 brush from MAC, I'm just blending out the entire lid, making it nice and smooth and really buffing out those edges. And if you need to use a second brush, clean brush, to make sure that you blend everything really neatly, please do that, because this is one of those looks that can get very messy. So you can see I'm really just buffing and feathering everything in the crease, and also going over that line where the wing is. And basically the wing that we created with that pencil is really just an outline. And now I'm going in with another 217 brush. So this is the second, this is the second 217 for my entire look. If you need multiple brushes to keep everything clean and blended, please keep multiple brushes around, or some brush cleaner. So what I did was I took another 217 with the Lavish palette from Anastasia, and I'm using the color Sienna, and I'm barely using any, just to add some warmth to the crease and more blend more the darkness into that lighter color. And you can skip a lot of these transition colors that I used, but they really make a difference. So now going back to the Catwalk palette, I'm taking the color LBD, and it's a really dark, rich charcoal black color, and I'm going to put that all over the lid from somewhat from the end of the lid to the inner corner, and then also feathering that out towards the wing of the entire look. And this is when you really start to see that dark wing. And now with the same brush, going back to the Lavish palette, I'm taking the gray silver color called Antique, and putting that all over the inner corner and the center of the lid, blending it to the LBD color. And then this is when you're going to start making that wing shape really show through. And now with the same brush, I'm taking that dark, really rich brown from the Catwalk palette. It's called Beauty Mark. And I'm taking this really rich dark brown to add a contrasting color, but something that's still dark. And I didn't want to use more black to deepen the crease. I thought this nice brown would be a good transition from my dark charcoal black and silver. It really looks nice together. Now I'm taking this long blending brush. I forgot which one it is. I think it's the E35 from Sigma. And I'm taking that soft Day Rate color again from the Catwalk palette. And like I said, this is a really smooth skin tone color, and I'm going to use that to just make everything nice and smooth and blended and make sure there's no harsh lines. Now I'm going back with my Avon liner and MAC's Antiqued Gold pigment, which is a gorgeous, like, it's almost like a pewter color, which is somewhere between silver and gold, and very glittery. Beyonce's look almost looks glittery but oily, and I wouldn't recommend using like Vaseline or something, because if you really want to wear this out, then that would break down the makeup. But on a video you probably would see them using Vaseline or something, because it's only for the moment. But hers has this glittery wet effect, so by mixing these two products together, you're gonna get that wet look. And you could probably just use regular glitter and then mix it with a black gel liner. I just used these two products because I felt like they would give me the best wet kind of shimmery look that has that kind of glittery wet effect. And I'm just pressing that all over the lid and the wing. Now I'm going to take this flat brush with MAC's Fast Response Eye Cream, and you could also use your favorite makeup remover, Vaseline, pretty much whatever you want. And I'm going to use this to clean up that edge. And if you use tape, then you won't need this method. But this is when you're freehanding, sometimes you need to go back and clean up. And when I'm cleaning it, I'm not making a total straight line. I'm curving that brush upwards. So you're going to see here right now, I'm curving the brush upwards and making a flip. This is going to give that nice curved line so that it's not straight and it has more of a wing effect. Now for my face, I use MAC's Mixing Medium as primer and the Dream Lumi foundation in W6, and NYX's waterproof concealer in Fair under my eyes. I used a very little concealer and I used my foundation brush to blend it, and I did not set it with powder. And then for my contour, I just used a little cream concealer that is obviously very darker than me, and now I'm setting it with MAC's Shade Stir. But you could also use blunt blush or whatever contour powder you want to use, just something very, very dark. She had a lot of contour in this video, and it was mostly on her cheeks. Everything else was just a tan color, but her cheekbones were very, very defined. So I really contoured my cheekbones. And then for my nose, of course, she always has her nose contoured, whether it's very lightly or dark. I just use a 224 brush from MAC with some more Shade Stir, which is my contour powder, and I just contour my nose. Now for the cheeks, her cheeks were very, very orange, and the blush was really all the way packed in the back of the cheekbone. So I'm using this blush from Illamasqua called Excite. It's a really nice bright orange, and I applied a lot because I do my highlight after my blush, and sometimes the highlight covers some of the blush. So if you do your blush after highlight, then you won't need to use as much. So to highlight, I'm using not Illamasqua. This is Kitten Shimmer from Stila, and I'm putting that all over my cheekbones, my nose, Cupid's bow, and chin. And then I'm using a MAC 130 brush to pat it, and I'm not blending it so much as I'm patting it in, because I want my skin to have this really, really wet look. Her skin is very wet, but it's not glittery, it's not shimmery. In some of the behind the scenes footage, it looks like the makeup artists are using like Vaseline on her skin. So I think that that's what they were using to give her a glow, with maybe like a sponge, but obviously that's not realistic if you want your makeup to last. So I would recommend using a cream or liquid shimmer on your face. Now for lips, she has a fiery bright orange red. So for lip liners, I have two choices: MAC's Entertain Me or MAC's Lasting Sensation. Lasting Sensation is a permanent, and Entertain Me was limited edition. So if you have either one of those, I would recommend those. I like Entertain Me more because it's a brighter, more fiery red orange, whereas Lasting Sensation is more a pastel orange. And then NYX's lip liner in the color orange is actually the closest that you can get to Entertain Me. So if you're looking for a dupe, I would recommend that one. So I filled my entire lips with the orange color because I wanted my lips to look very orange. So I'm using two Wet n Wild lipsticks. One is orange, one is red. The orange one is called 24 karat gold, and the red one is called Red Velvet. So I put the red one after the orange one, and then I blotted my lips and added more of the red one. Now for gloss, I'm adding Revlon's Coral Reef lip gloss, putting that all over my lips, and then I'm going to take MAC's cherry lip liner after the gloss is on, just to add a dark rim around the edge of my lips to give it more dimension, more red, and also kind of feather out the gloss. Her lips look kind of messy. She likes that really worn in look where the makeup is kind of messy but still very glamorous, not like completely done. So I wanted to do the pencil after the gloss so that it looks kind of feathered and worn in. And now to finish my lower lash line, I'm just adding a little more gel liner, the black gel liner, and then blending it with another 217 brush. And of course, you're going to put black liner in your upper and lower waterline. And then add your lashes, of course. And that's the final look, guys. It's a lot of makeup. I know it looks crazy on me because I have bigger eyes and a smaller face, or a bigger face. Beyonce's face is longer than mine, so she carries it better than me. Also, her eyes are smaller. But this is the final look. You could always, you know, add a nude lip or just tweak the look to your fitting. But this is a very, very sexy, over the top look, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really love this video, and stay tuned because I will be doing more Beyonce Partition looks and just more looks from the entire Beyonce album altogether.